and motivation.
Hello, everybody. It is Joshua Lenox, and we're here on the Inspiration Station. It is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Y'all, it is January the 23rd. Can you believe it? I say it all the time, but y'all, time is accelerating. I know usually some people say January is the slowest month. Not in this case. It's going really quick. We will be in February before you know it, as soon as you turn your head. But I'm so glad to see all of you. Or I can't really see you, but I'll see you coming in here soon. But also, all of you out there who are listening, I'm glad that you are here. It has been a great Friday. It has been a great week. Please tell me how your week has been for you, how today has been, how it is currently going. And as I always say, no matter the challenges, we all have challenges, right? I have some challenges right now, but guess what? It is a reminder to myself and yourself that there's nothing we can't overcome. There's nothing that we can't endure. There's nothing that we can't handle. So, I am so glad to be here, y'all. It is just a pleasure. It's always a privilege. It's an honor. I am just thankful to continue to see us showing up for this and always just sharing and things of that nature. Hearing comments, I'm glad that people are starting to, really tap into what we're doing here on the Inspiration Station. And it's just amazing to see how widespread it's going and you all are sharing. And again, as I always say, YouTube, y'all are showing out. Y'all really do. So I just appreciate that. But also on all the other platforms, everything is going really well, continuing to grow as it is. And I'm just excited. And I hope you all are excited. And I hope you're excited about things in your life that you're launching, things that you're starting, things that you have ideas about that you're going to implement this year. Also, let me give my love. Right, we'll do the roll call. Got to do the roll call. But hello to everybody out there on YouTube Live, on Facebook Live, Instagram Live, LinkedIn Live, also on Spotify, Audible, and Apple. I'm just glad that we're all here. And y'all, I am hungry. I don't know what it is, but I can't. My time has passed. I can't eat now, so I have to wait till tomorrow. So I guess I'll be fasting and praying. Drink some water. I'll be all right. But I hope that today has been bright. I hope it has been exciting. I hope that it's been a reminder that you're still alive and that you have so much still to do and that you're doing an amazing job, an excellent job right now. And not just what you're doing, but also who you are being and also who you're becoming. So I see y'all are coming on in here. Tell me hello, something. Hey, how you doing? Anybody eating for me some barbecue plates or something like that? I don't know about y'all. Y'all see it's been very cold. Y'all see the weather. I'm not even going to get into it. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. But Mother Nature has some explaining to do. I mean, she really came in like a mighty Russian wind. But hope that everybody's been safe. I hope that everybody is warm. I hope that everybody has what they need because, they really emptied out all of the grocery stores. I'm like, why does that happen all the time? I just don't get it. But, down in the South, especially, we don't see ice and snow and things of that nature all the time. So, ill-prepared people and they panic. People up north are like, that's all. What are y'all worried about? But anyway, let's jump right in, y'all. If this is your first time here, I want to say this is not going to be your last because you're stuck like glue with us. And I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you are in the room. I'm glad that you are listening. I'm glad that you are watching. And I'm just glad to know that you will be continuing on this journey with us because you are family now. You're not a stranger. You're not a guest. You are family. The Inspiration Station is literally just a nickname that I was given years ago. Not going to say how long ago, but I was given a while back. And the person told me they felt like I had messages that went out like radio, like a radio station, like signals that went out that people needed to hear. I didn't think much of it, but now, fast forward, we're using this now as a podcast and as a show, and no telling what's around the corner. So stay tuned. But it's not just about the vessel that you are that's sitting before you or that you're listening to. It is about all of us because each and every one of us are inspirations, not only to other people, even people who you have no idea that you're inspiration to, but also you're inspiration to yourself. And I know some of y'all are like, how do I become an inspiration to myself? I can't inspire myself. Oh, but yes, you can. Go back on those chronicles of your life, those different phases, those different stages of your life from childhood even up into this very moment, there's several different things that you can always recall to remind you, you know what? I can do anything I put my mind to because I've done it. I have a lot of courage because I've shown it. I have a lot of endurance. I have a lot of I'm brave. I have brevity. I can do anything that I put my mind to, even if it's hard, even if it's challenging, even if it stretches me. I've done it before and I can do it again. So therefore, you have no excuse to say that you can't inspire yourself because you absolutely can. Here on the Inspiration Station, we're also open, we're honest, and we're vulnerable. You know, y'all always are pulling from my life and stuff. This stuff is not easy. No, I'm just joking. But open, honest, and vulnerable. And we're not doing that only with other people, but we're doing that with ourselves because what y'all, the relationship that's often neglected is the one with ourselves. I know all of y'all were like, Josh, I didn't get to type it. I didn't get to say it. You said it too fast, but I know that y'all were on one accord with me. So I just thought I would just speed it up for you, you know, come out of your mind for a second. But also, this is a place where we'll have people that will come in and be interviewed. If you all missed, please go back and see the episode with Dr. Jeremy Sager. So glad that he was here with us and dropping so much wisdom and so many nuggets on speaking of legacy and education and how, you know, your upbringing has a lot to do with what you're striving to become and accomplish and what you want to succeed in. And it's not just about you, it's bigger than you. Everything that's been planted on the inside of you is bigger than just you. You're the person that is supposed to birth things, grow things that other people are going to benefit from because we can't hold our gifts and talents and skills and abilities just to ourselves. That's selfish. Yeah, a lot of people out here who need what you have, and many of you, all of you, are doing that right now. And if there's some things that you feel are dormant, maybe it's time to stir up the gift a little bit. Stir up the gift for my gospel heads. But anyway, also other people will be coming in as we're at the beginning of the year, people will start to come in a lot more. I'm so grateful that people are willing and wanting and reaching out and wanting to be a part of the Inspiration Station. It's absolutely a blessing. So we'll be having them come in, people that you know well, that you knew from afar, people you watched on television, on movie screens, on the football fields, on the basketball court. You might be listening to their music right now, or there might be people that you're not so familiar with. But as I always state, we're all superstars in my eyes. I'm not really concerned about what other people feel about that, but everybody is a superstar in my eyes, no matter where you come from, no matter the background, no matter your social status, no matter your socioeconomic status, you are a superstar. Um, Before we jump into something too, I want to say, y'all, as I keep joking and I laugh about it sometimes when I talk about time is going by really fast, but it really is. Time is the essence. Are we taking advantage of it? Are we really maximizing things? Are we really connecting with people as much as we can? Are we really doing all that we can without beating ourselves up? Because some seasons of our lives, you may be more productive than others. You may have more demand on you in certain seasons of your life than usual. But are you doing all you can with the time you have? Because it really does go by fast. And I remember being 21. I'm sorry, I was 20 years old at a church in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I went to University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. And so, you know, if I was 20, that was just about 3 years ago. So 20 years old. And I remember an older woman, she said, come here. And I was looking like, yes, ma'am. And I'm thinking like, maybe she recognizes me from dancing or something, and you know, whatever. And she said, live your life well. And I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, do you hear what I say? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, live your life well, because when you turn about 21, baby, it's gonna start going by so fast. And I was like, yes, ma'am. She said, live it well now. And I'm like, okay. I get outside and I'm like, this lady crazy. She's talking about live my life well. And when it's 21, it's gonna go by so fast. Oh, but she was right. She was so right. I remember being 21 and then the years to follow, 22, 23, 24, and then I saw the pace pick up. And I sometimes think it's because when you get into the real world, or if your schedule is not as packed or anything when you're even in college or at a younger age, the time it goes by quicker because you have greater responsibilities, you have greater tasks, you have jobs, you have families, whatever that is, relationships. Your whatever it might be demanding of you, your talents, your skills. So it does pick up. And I mean, fast forward and here we are. And I mean, I'm 23 years old. I just don't know how that happened that fast to go from 20 to 23 over all of those years. But it happened. So here we are. I feel all the judgment. I feel all of it I can discern it through the camera. But I just want to say, make sure we're living our lives well to the best that we can, to the best of our abilities, because it does go by fast. Maybe as children, you're trying to rush the time. You're like, oh my God, it feels like it's taking forever to get to Saturday or something. But when you get older or you age and mature, time does become really of the essence. So I hope that you all are maximizing all of that. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Now, I want you all to put your imaginations on with me tonight because we're going to go to a quick place. And I can't wait to talk about it because it's going to be a lot of fun. But before I do that, I will say the title of tonight is Sometimes You Have to Look. I'm sorry. Sometimes, that's right. Sometimes you have to look before you leap. I'm sorry, y'all. Wait a minute. Sometimes you have to leap before you look. I'm sorry. I was thinking about that. I'm like, that's not right. Sometimes you have to leap before you look. Sometimes you have to leap before you look. Before I dive into what we're going to talk about, I have to tell y'all this story because I love y'all so much. And I know y'all are going to laugh and stuff, and it's okay. I'm not even going to feel the judgment or anything like that. I love y'all anyway. But earlier this week, I get up early in the morning to go to the gym. I still sometimes don't know how I've kept that up because I'm like, I like to rest in the mornings. I don't like to get up so early, but you just have to make it do what it do. If you want to make something happen, get up, make it happen. So I was getting up on earlier this week and I'm getting ready to put my contacts in. I'm praying. I'm like, God, thank you for another day. I bless you. I love you. I'm speaking over my day. And, I'm like, thank you for the strength to get up to go to the gym, even though I want to lay back down. But I'm putting in one of my contacts, put it in, getting ready to get to my right eye, and I'm like, and I kept going in the case, and I was like, I know it's in here. I watched myself put both of these lens in this case. I'm not crazy. That's out for debate. But I'm like, I'm not crazy. And I'm like, what happened to the other lens? I've been putting contacts in since I was 16 years old. So I'm like, I'm very cognizant of what's going on when I'm operating at night and then in the morning. So I'm like, I'm looking around on the sink. I'm looking on my shirt. I'm like, I mean, am I losing my mind? I mean, am I really, really present with myself? And at some point, I was like, I don't have time for this. I'm getting late to the gym and stuff. I got to go. I got a schedule. I got to stick to it. I was like, you know what? Let me take a deep breath. Let me go find. I think I have some spare lens that are in my drawer. I didn't. I looked in the box, it was none left. And I was like, smart, Josh, you just holding empty boxes now? So I had to just make a decision and say, you know what? You're going to have to literally walk by faith and not by sight. Because I mean, my vision was very blurry. And I was like, I got to get to the gym. So I made a decision to say, okay, order some contacts and expedite it so we can get here by tomorrow. And that's what I did immediately. I went to the gym, get to the gym, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, I'm glad there's not a lot of people in here. I'm gonna go in here, do my workout, and get back to my house as fast as I can. And I saw somebody waving at me at first. I'm like, I don't even see their face, but I'm like, good morning, good morning. And I was getting a little, I'm one of those people that when things happen, I might have a moment or it might frustrate me or whatever, but I'm not gonna stay in there for long. I don't have time for that. I want to be really resilient. How can I solve this? And let's keep it moving. So I get back home, I'm doing things. I'm like, oh Lord, I wanted to read some emails or something. I'm like, I'm not about to be hurting my eyes doing that. Go through the whole day with my clients. All of them laughed at me. I had to keep going up close to the computer when I was typing things out. Thank God I can type well, but I knew I had some misspelled words because I saw the red line. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I said, Lord, if you wanted me to walk out the scripture, why didn't you just say that? Then I should walk by faith and not by sight. I am. But I ordered my contacts, and the very next day, I think I had two clients and I had a cancellation. And I happened to I heard the Lord say, check the tracking. Check the tracking. It was just delivered. I was like, huh, I ran like Jesse Owens in the 1936 Olympics to get down there to the packaging room or whatnot. Got my contacts, put them in immediately, saw my next client. I told them the story, but I was laughing. I was like, I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. I was like, I can see. And I said, you know what, God? This reminds me sometimes of our life, our walk with you. Sometimes we get into certain seasons where things just seem blurry, they seem unfamiliar, and you feel like you just are not clear on your direction, you're not clear on your goals, you're not clear on the next steps to take. And I had to remember though, that blurriness only it lasted for a short time. It was temporary. It wasn't going to be like I was going to be like that for weeks or for months or for the rest of my life. So I had to sit in that for a minute. I said, sometimes when we're walking by faith, we got to walk by faith and not by sight. You might not see it. Sometimes I call it blind faith. You might not see the way ahead. You might not see what the next step is, but you're still moving forward and you're still trusting God also to lead you. A good man's steps are ordered by the Lord and he delighteth in his way. So it's like, order my steps, guys, because you're gonna have to show me the way because I don't really know which way to go. So it's blurry right now. But then eventually you'll get to a place where you have a new lens. Follow me, y'all. You have a new lens, and then everything becomes clear again. But this time, maybe your sight has changed on what you're looking at, your perspective, your scope of life. So I wanted to share that because I'm pretty sure the people that I talk to, some of y'all are probably, and let me know in the comments who is out there right now who is you literally walking by faith. You have no idea. You have your own plans and things, and I mean, you can establish your plans, but I mean, God is going to he's going to get his way, his will and his way in your life. So sometimes we have our own plans that we present to him, but he is the planner, and we don't always know the full plan, even if we have our own. So you might be unclear, but just know that it's going to clear up at some point. You're not going to be in this season. You're not going to be in this place long. And also, I kept walking. I kept going on about my day, even though things looked blurry around me. Even what I'm familiar with in my home, in the gym, things looked blurry. So what I say to you is if things are looking blurry right now in your life, keep walking by faith and not by sight. And know that God is leading you. He had to lead me because I was like, wait a minute. It's like, God, I'm having to look at all my clients. I can't really see their faces clearly. I'm having to look at the screen. I'm familiar with it, but I'm checking the right, am I checking the right stuff for the client? I had to just trust in the skills I already had and also lean on him to guide me through the whole day. So enough about that. But what I want to say is, again, sometimes you have to leap before you look. Now, how many of y'all out there have ever gone to skydive? Put your hands up. Put some in the comments wherever you are. Let me know you gone skydiving before. My mother has gone skydiving before, and I remember she told me she said I will never test God again like that. She said when she got to the ground, she kissed the ground and she was like, I will never do this again. She did the tandem, which is what we're going to talk about really quick, briefly right now. But if you've gone skydiving before, if you've seen skydiving before, you know that is a whole process. And we're going to go through the process for just a moment. And I don't want you to get caught in the logistics. And I don't want you to be so literal. I want you, that's why I say, use your imaginations with me tonight. And I want you to think about some leaps of faith that you've already taken or that you know you need to take. And you might just be a little hesitant, might be a little scared. But this, I want you to really learn tonight that you're actually prepared to take leaps of faith, to leap into things that you have never gone into before, into areas of your life that you've never experienced or things that you've never even thought about. So when we start with the skydiving, I don't know about y'all, sometimes I hope you be researching. You're researching where you're going to go. And you want to look up the information, see what the prices are, see what the liabilities are, see what they have to offer, if they take pictures, if they do videos when you jump out of the plane and things of that nature, what their reviews are, all of that. So you do your research and stuff. But once you do that and you make your mind up, and I want you to follow me because the thing that you want to leap into, you got to do your research first. So you got to research it. Whatever I'm trying to do, let me do some background work. Let me do a little, again, research. Let me find out some statistics. Let me find out probabilities of things. Let me find out how this is going to land with my life, how it's going to align with my life, how this is going to benefit my life. Whatever that is, you want to look up some things, but you might not know all of the details. Just like when you want to go skydiving, you can look on the website or you can even call. They'll tell you all the things you need to know, but they can't really tell you about what your literal experience is going to be until you get there. So when you get there, okay, so walk with me, y'all. So when we get to the skydiving location, to the place, when we get to the drop zone, so we arrive, what do? We check in. I want you to relate this to where you are right now in your life, that you're preparing to take a leap of faith. Okay. First thing you got to do is fill out a waiver. Y'all know those waiver forms are very long because those companies are not about to have to be, they don't want to be sued. They don't want to be held reliable for anything. What that relates to in your life is that when you're going to make this jump, you've got to be the only one that's liable. You can't point fingers or say, oh, I'm doing this because somebody told me to do this, or they said they recommended me, they suggested me to do this. This is something you've got to make up in your mind and you've got to be liable for it. Okay. Then you got to show your ID, of course. So you have to be very clear that you are the person who's wanting to take this jump, knowing who you are in this moment, who you're wanting to become after this moment. So it's like I've got to show and prove to myself that I'm the one who wants to do this. Then you have to pay, of course. But payment might not be in literal money in your life, or it could be. Or it could be just me taking this leap of faith is a sacrifice. It could mean literal money that I have to pay or invest, or it just might mean my time of some sort or some level of sacrifice that I've got to pay. And maybe again, this is where my faith kicks in, where I've got to have full trust in God that I can do this, and that's a payment. Then you got to get weighed. So when you weigh in, and there are limits. Now, I'm not going to name the amount or the amount of weight sometimes where they say you can't do tandems because I don't want anybody to feel the type of way. But there is a weight limit when you go skydiving to do the tandem, which a tandem means that you're going to have an instructor who jumps with you. So you're not jumping solo. And I'm going to dive into that in a minute. No pun intended, dive into it. Y'all get it? Y'all don't get it? Okay, that's fine. Whatever. But anyway, but you get weighed. And why are you going to get weighed? We want to say this to make it practical for your life. You don't want to get ready to take this leap and you're carrying excess baggage. You don't want to be carrying excess people, old patterns, old ways of thinking, old ideas, certain environments. It's like I need to lay aside all of this stuff. I don't want to carry anything that's unnecessary with me that can't jump with me into this thing that I'm trying to, this destination I want to get to, this place I want to get to in my life, this thing that I'm a little nervous about that I've never done before. I can't take unnecessary weight. At this point, you just chilling, you doing all your paperwork or whatever, and then it's time to go to the training or the safety briefing. This lasts about 15 to 30 minutes. This is where they teach you about body positioning. But as you know, they're going to teach you at a skydiving place that about they want you, how you're going to, when you jump, how you need to have arched hips, your legs, your back, your chin up. But what about if your posture is that I need to be confident in myself when I'm doing this? I don't want to have a lot of tension. I don't want to be tensed up. I don't want to be anxious. I don't want to be overly nervous. I might be a little nervous, and that's okay. I might be a little scared, and that's okay. But I don't want it to consume me and it change my posture when I'm about to do this jump. I want to make sure that I'm confident, even if I'm a little nervous. Next thing is they tell you what to do during the free fall. So most of the time they tell you to relax, try to smile. And you're about to jump into something and take leaps. I feel every one of y'all on here have some things you need to jump into, but you got to know when you jump, you want to be relaxed, want to smile, want to have enough faith to know that this is going to be something good for me. Then how they tell you how your landing works. Usually they say to lift your legs when you're about to land. When you're about to land. So if I got to lift my legs, that means that when I land, I need to be able to stand straight up, stand up tall. I need to be proud of what I just did. No matter what I don't know, even when I land, they're already telling you when you take this leap of faith, I need you to land where you're going to land and stand up tall. Then they might give you some safety basics, hand signals that the instructor might want you to know. And I want you to think about the instructor being the Lord, okay? Being the Lord. That's the instructor. And at this point, there's no test. There's no need to memorize anything. It's just enough to keep the jumper comfortable. So let that stay with that. Also, next thing we're going to do is we're going to gear up. We're going to put on some stuff. Got to put on some stuff. You got your clothes on, but then now you got to put this tandem harness on because this goes over your clothes, but this is going to enable your instructor to connect to you because you're not going on this jump alone. Got it? You're not going on this jump alone. And now also you're going to have some goggles on because they got to protect your eyes. You need to protect your vision. And you need to make sure your vision is clear before you jump, even if you don't know what that's going to literally look like at the moment. And then now your instructor is going to put on their parachute system. And again, I want you to think about this being God or the Holy Spirit, whatever, whichever one. It's one, three in one, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. But we're going to say that this is the Lord. That's going to go with you because he will never leave you nor forsake you, even when you're about to try something new that you have no idea about and not even sure if this is something you're supposed to do. He will be with you. So now he's got to, now this instructor's going to double check around for like every buckle, make sure everything's connected, and then they attach themselves to you. So your instructor's going to attach itself to you, the Lord, right before you get on the plane. This is the part usually where everybody's heart is getting, the heart rate's getting up, the blood is pumping a little bit, and it's kind of like, oh, this thing getting real. Okay, God, you partnering with me, God, even if you're not really telling me much. And again, I didn't say that the instructor said anything to the person or the person who's jumping. He's just going through the motions of getting you prepared so you know that he's gonna be with you. So now we take the plane ride up. This could take about 10 to 20 minutes to do, especially if you're going, depending upon the altitude, if you're going about to, sometimes it's between 10,000 to 14,000 feet up in the air. So now that you're on the plane, this is again where your heart starts to, and what I want to say is think about this, maybe not literally where you're going up off the ground, but now things are starting to get real to you and the pressure is elevating. Also, the anticipation is elevating. And this is where, usually on the plane, the person is sitting on the floor or a bench. So you're waiting, kind of sit in a waiting posture. It's loud, it's windy, and it probably is very surprisingly calm. Now the instructor is checking the gear again. Maybe your gear also is your instructor's checking your trust, your courage, and your faith. Maybe God, when you get to that point where you're starting to get elevated within your heart rate, or you're elevated in your excitement because you really feel like, okay, I'm about to do this, whatever it is, I'm about to launch or jump into this new business venture, this new relationship, a marriage, a family, a new place I want to live, anything of that nature that you're wanting to do for the first time. Um, the instructor is now checking the gear, checking your trust, checking your courage, and checking your faith in Him. Also, now you get to watch the ground get smaller and smaller. Maybe as you're starting to make some movement, knowing that you're closer to make this leap of faith, everything begins to just shrink around you because it's like, oh, wait, I'm so focused. I'm really about to do this. So everything around me now up here is very small. This is where the nerves of people, this is where you've seen it online or seen it on television. People are really like, or sometimes you see people that are really excited, like, yeah, I can't wait to jump. And maybe that's you. I can't wait to do this. I'm about to do it. I'm a full throttle. I'm paid what I need to pay, and it's time. Ain't no turning back. Some people get petrified. Some people are petrified, probably need to check their blood pressure. But see, now we get to the exit. This is the big moment. This is the moment, the man. Okay, this is the big moment. Shout out to Eminem. But this is the big moment. And now you scoot, you and the instructor scoot close to the door, and the instructor's right behind you the whole time, the whole way. The Lord is with you the whole time. Now the instructor positions you. The instructor puts you in proper position to get ready to take the jump. Once you put your feet out, all it is ready, set, go. But let me tell you, right at that moment, some people will get so paralyzed that they'll be ready to forfeit it. No, no, no. I don't care. Put me back. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And it's like, you have gotten all the way to this point. Why don't you just take the jump? I don't care. I paid the money. I don't care. I want to just take me back down. Let somebody else jump out. I don't want to do it anymore. But then there's some people, again, the whole title of this thing is saying, sometimes you've got to leap before you look. Might be best for you just to keep your head forward, don't look down, and just go for it. Sometimes you can't look down to see where you think you're going to land or what things are going to look like. Because if you look before you leap, you might get like that person and get petrified and say, you know what, never mind, I don't want to do it. Cause I see maybe ahead, I see maybe what that's going to look like now or what I think it is. So then once we get to the exit, we jump now. There's no stopping, there's no stepping, there's no easing in. It's just straight free fall. And if you've seen that stuff on before you see some, or if you've done it, it's an immediate thing. You're going up to almost 120 miles per hour. This is what they call the free fall. And this happens for about 30 to 60 seconds. Most likely for some people, it probably feels like it's much longer than that. And what's been told, it feels like, is that you're dropping. It's not like really dropping like you're on a roller coaster. It's more like flying on what they say a cushion. I think it's a cushion of air, like it's like air, but it's like it feels like a cushion. And it's loud winds. It's some people have really big smiles, grins or whatever. And this way you see people might be going like this or whatnot. And it's pure adrenaline the whole time because guess what you just did? You took that leap. And now it probably is going to accelerate some things really quickly that you weren't anticipating. And it's going to go really, really, really fast. Some things are going to happen. Things are going to run through your mind, through your body. You might yell. Think about the skydiving, but also think about you. You might yell from excitement. You might laugh uncontrollably. You might forget about everything and just be like, "Wow, did I really just do that?" You might even cry. You might even cry. So this is usually where I think it's funny because this is when they do the free falls. Usually when they do sometimes take the pictures and the videos immediately, so you can see the reaction. And if you look at your reaction when you take your leap of faith that you have done or that you're going to do soon, you probably be surprised at what you look like. Will you be petrified? Will you be scared? Will you be smiling? Will you be cheesing? Will you be shedding tears, maybe from joy? Sometimes the people crying when they jump is not so much where they're scared or afraid. They might be feeling a relief. They might be because they overcame something that they were probably afraid to do. Uh, then you have the parachute deployment. And this happens about 5,000 to 6,000 feet in the air. And this is where you see that, parachute, the instructor releases their parachute and you go back up. And then now it's sailing, take me away where I want to. Okay, so then now you feel like this quick tug. You jump, but now this parachute that's released, and you feel this tug, and maybe that's to get your attention. They'll say, "Do you really realize what you just did?" And then everything suddenly becomes quiet, and what has been characterized as peaceful when people get to that state. People often say this is their favorite part. Like, oh yeah, this is what I really wanted to do. And then the next part after this is called the canopy ride. And then this is just gliding back down to earth. You see it, we all see it, and this is where everything's all calm. And you even see the videos of the people, and they're just, they might have been screaming and I said paranoid, petrified, petrified, and now they're so relaxed and everything is settling in. They can talk normally. They can take in the view around them. Sometimes they even may be able to steer the parachute based on the guidance of the instructor. Maybe sometimes once you get to that place after you've done that part and you got the rush of doing what you wanted to do, and the parachute comes up. Maybe now the Lord is like, all right, I might let you put your hands on this just a little bit to get a little bit of autonomy in guiding us to landing. This is where the heart slows down too. The brain is still going that this is what is insane. I can't believe what I just did, but I did it. But now we prepare for the landing. But before the landing, it's usually calm, real floaty. And what people say is just beautiful. You're taking in everything. And now we prepare for the landing. Once we land and we approach the ground, this is where the instructor is telling you to lift your legs because you know what we say? We got to stand up tall. We got to be confident once we land. You just went through a whole series of emotions just to take this leap of faith. And you had to do it before you looked. You had to take the leap before you could look. So then either you see sometimes people glide in, and sometimes it's a little rough. I've seen people sometimes it looks like I'm like, did you listen? But see, if you don't listen to the instructor, you might not land so gently. You might not have a soft landing, or you might not stand straight up. And I love to see people do that when they land and they stand right up. It's like, okay. And it's almost like they're so excited and they're running around like, whoa, I did it, I did it, I did it. They're confident, they're courageous. And I've known people, I've even had clients to go skydive and they tell me they feel like they can go do anything now. And maybe that was their boost of confidence. And what if those leaps of faith, because you've done many of them, but what if those leaps of faith are the same for you? That if you take that leap of faith that you might be a little hesitant about, scared about, and I don't want to limit you to where that can be. That can be in any area of your life, any arena of your life. That if I take this leap of faith, I'm probably going to have a lot of confidence now to know that I landed, I did it, I'm here. And you know what? Usually after the jump, some people are shaking, some people are smiling, uh, maybe even a little manic. The adrenaline and everything is going still, and that person is almost in disbelief. They're like, did I just really do that? Did I really just sign that contract? Did I really just say that I want to be with you? Did I really just propose to you? Did I really just sign the lease at the new place? Did I really commit to just moving across the country? Did I really just say that I was going to write a book? Did I really have that meeting? Did I really just sign on to be a CEO of a company? Did I really just start my first business? You can go anywhere you want to go with that. Anywhere. But it's like, did I do that? I did. Did I get on my first plane ride? No pun intended. But also, sometimes people watch the videos immediately. They want to see their reaction, see what the reflect back what they just did. And some people say they want to do it again, which again, you are that person. You've done plenty of leaps of faith. And after you've done certain things, you may have said, you know what, I could do that again if I had to, even if it requires me to leap into something else. So y'all, that is really what I wanted to talk to you about tonight. Sometimes you have to leap before you look. That requires so much faith. As I was talking about earlier about walking by faith and not by sight, you might not be able to see where you're going to land. And let me say this, I don't know why I'm saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Um, Sometimes think about this and don't think so literal when it comes to jumping out of a plane in your life. But what if you land and you land in it? We know when we skydive, you're going to land pretty much in the same area you started or where you on ground where you were. But what if in your life, when you do take a leap of faith, you land where you started? And what if that just means God is saying, like, I know you took all this effort to do this, but maybe I want you to stay right here for right now. It's not time for that yet, but I applaud your faith. But again, he was with you. But then what if you land somewhere and you like, ain't nothing, this ain't what I thought it was. And God's like, I'm with you though. I'm still with you. This might seem like a mistake, but maybe I allowed you to take that leap of faith because you're going to learn from this so that you can be redirected in the direction that you really intended to, but you still needed this. Or you leap and you land exactly where you wanted to land, and it's still strained, it's still unfamiliar, but something about it just makes you feel like, I think I made the right decision. I'm not sure, but at least I'm here. Either way it goes, no matter when you take these leaps of faith, and again, going back to getting some inventory, taking research about what you're wanting to jump into, what you're wanting to do. As I said with the skydiving place, you need to learn the price, how far it is, what's the best time to jump, what are the skill sets of the instructor. You know the skill set of your instructor because it's in his word. And all of these things. Well, let me see what their reviews are. Let me see how safe things have been for them. Let me see some videos. So whatever you're wanting to take a jump, a leap of faith into that maybe you're not sure about or you've never been exposed to before, you may want to go do your research. You may want to go do some things. And again, even getting your research, you're still not going to know how that's going to. You're not going to know everything. Just as much as you go skydiving, they can't tell you, oh, I can guarantee that your jump is going to be like this and like that. You have to go try it out for yourself. So it's the same thing for you. Whatever the things that you're desiring to do that you know is going to require you to take a leap of faith, try to at least get all the information you can on it, but then don't get stifled or stuck just because you don't know everything, because you still need to try. If you at least try, the worst thing that can happen is that you tried it and you realize you need to go in another direction. That's the worst thing that can happen. Worst thing that can happen. So I hope some of y'all probably like, oh, when it gets warm, I'm going to die. I'm going to skydive. I'm going to tandem with somebody. But just knowing that as you're going along at the rest of this year, go for it. Go for it. You can be afraid. You might be like those people and get petrified when you get to the exit or the moment that you really have to take the leap and there's no turning back. It's like either you're going to jump or you're not. And if you don't jump, you're going to waste your money, which might be your time or your sacrifice. And again, the whole time that somebody's out there, the whole process could be up to 2 to 4 hours when you go skydiving. But you don't want to waste your time. Time is money, I believe. Whether it don't have to be monetary, literal monetary, monetarily, but it's I said monetarily, Lord, it doesn't have to be money, okay? But it is your time that you can never get back. So at least make a good use of your time. If I'm going to do it, let me go on and do it. I mean, I could jump, I could be scared, but maybe that's going to keep me from being so afraid is maybe I need to just go ahead and jump. Don't look first. If I look first, then I'm going to realize what it's going to take of me, what it's going to require of me. Let me just take the leap. So that's all I have for y'all tonight. I hope what you got a lot out of this tonight. I hope that you feel a little bit more better or having a little bit more courage in knowing that there's nothing you can't do. And there's some things that are just you're waiting to do. And it's like, well, what's standing in your way? And that's not to say, oh, I'm going to do everything. I'm going to go take a leap of faith in this and that. You want to be wise, but even with wisdom, you don't always know exactly what it is. That's why we got wisdom that we learn. We have to learn from it. So you can't lose though, because as I said, your instructor, the Lord, is always going to be with you. He will always be with you. Even if you're going to take a leap of faith in something, and if he allows you to do so, well, guess what? He's still going to be right there, even if it's something that maybe didn't work out, but will direct you or pivot you in another direction that will. So you can't lose. And as I always say, we don't take the only L's we take are lessons. We don't lose anything. We don't lose. So I love y'all. I hope that you all continue to like, continue to share, continue to subscribe, and also to realize you have more courage than you think. It takes courage to show up every day in whatever way you do. Many of you are here today because you took leaps of faith in certain places in your life because you took leaps of faith, and you had to do it. You notice I didn't say that the person went up in the plane with other people. It was just the instructor, the Lord. So you're never going to jump by yourself. So get that out of your mind. I don't know about doing this because what if I fail? What if you don't? What if you land softly right where you're supposed to? But just remember, when you land there, stand up tall and say, I did it. I did it. Even if I don't understand what the next steps are, I did it. I love y'all. I really do. I hope you enjoy the rest of this Friday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe, y'all. Be safe, stay warm. And I mean, some of y'all are probably all over. Some places are not hit like this in the US. And then all the people in the international, my international family that are watching, I know that y'all are probably like, what is he talking about? There's no ice and snow over here. But in some places it was, Russia and other things like that. So please continue to share. Please continue to stand up for yourself. Please continue to advocate for yourself. Please continue to speak over your dreams and your visions. Please continue to know that just because you're a little nervous or a little afraid doesn't mean that you shouldn't continue to move forward in whatever your hearts are desiring. Okay. And please spread love now more than ever because we need it, and it starts with you. And we need the unity as much as possible, and that starts with you as well. And all I want to say is, love is in love until you got someone to share it with. And I've got you, and it's made me realize that love, oh love is something we take advantage of. Oh yeah. With you, I've learned that love is on our side. I love y'all. You've always been great, and you're just getting better, and you're embracing it now, right? You've always been great. You're just getting better, and you have embraced it, right? Okay. Y'all got me? Okay. Say it in your sleep. I will see y'all next Friday right here at the Inspiration Station at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And to all of my beautiful international people, family, y'all know your time zones and I'm learning them. So y'all have a good evening and good weekend. See y'all next Friday right here. Bye.
Thanks for watching The Inspiration Station with Joshua Lenox. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.